It's my absolute pleasure to be talking to someone who has been in the music industry for over 40 years. He has played with countless people over the course of his career, and he's here to give us in-depth knowledge about the music industry, Musiga, his challenges and experiences. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're ready, Mr. Bessa Simons. Welcome, Uncle Bessa. I am super excited to have you on the show.
Thank you very much for having me today.
Okay, first of all, I want to say I'm proud of you because you took up a mantle that nobody seems to believe in. And because musicians have been complaining about it not working, I'm talking about Musiga here. Do you see that narrative changing anytime soon?
Yes, I think that narrative must change because we've come a long way without doing the things we were supposed to do, to make it work for us. We haven't built the right foundations to be building on. So I think it's about time we all come together. This is not about one person doing it. It's all the industry players coming together and then making sure that things that haven't worked starts working now.
Okay. And I want to believe before you became the acting president, there were some problems, some musicians were complaining about, or some problems of the union. Can you please tell us some of these problems?
Well, I mean, as for problems, there are many. But even before I left the shores of Ghana, there were problems. And we came together, and to make sure that we start solving these problems. But I've been away for more than 30 years, and I'm back, and I can see that most of the foundations that we could have or should have built so that we can build the structures on top of it have not been done. So I think it's about time we change this narrative and we all come together with a positive mind, that we're going to start and build these foundations so that the next generation can also build on it.
Okay, so now that you know these problems, what steps have you taken to solve these problems?
I mean, the steps that, as Musiga we have taken is a very different one from before, steps that people do. This industry is very wide. Musiga can do its bit, Gamro can do its bit, the media houses can do their bit, and then all the industry players have to do their bit. For Musiga, we have to protect the musician. We have to protect our culture. We have to make sure that musicians are abreast with what is happening all the time, the modern trends, because the industry is moving very fast. So for us, we are giving our members and musicians in Ghana workshops, things that will improve their knowledge about what is happening now. Because it's not best having only about 5 handful musicians making it. All musicians should know what is happening now. And these are some of the things that we are doing. If we talk about Musiga, what we are bringing forth is education, training, and that kind of a thing. And if I say that, it is a very wide range of things. For example, before the artists sing their songs, they have to go to the studio. The studio, we need engineers. We have to upgrade these engineers all the time. We have recording engineers, mixing engineers, and mastering engineers. We have to improve their knowledge about what's happening now so that when our sound goes out there to meet the international sound, we should be very close to them. Also, if we talk about the artists themselves, they need to be improving themselves musically. I'm not saying they should become musicologists or something, but simple things like the rudiments in music, the diatonic scale, pentatonic scale, few chords to know that, hey, I can do this over certain progressions and things like that. We have to. And also the marketing people, we need to upgrade all these people, because if we go out there the way, let's say, even our neighbors, Nigerians, are marketing their music, we are not marketing ours like that. Why is it so? We have to fix that. You see, these are all kinds, and also the people who will take our music across the borders. We need agencies who are there ready, that these are like our men. Once they take it, it goes across the borders.
So are you putting things in place to achieve
yes,
that?
We are. I lived in the UK. There are lots of grants by the government that people can access, so that even if you want to do Ghanaian music, you don't feel left out, but you'll be cushioned to do your culture music or whatever you want to do. So that we are trying to put funds in place that will help Ghanaian musicians to move forward. At the same time, there's going to be a wide range of capacity building, which is not going to be only Accra alone. We're talking about all the 16 regions, because Musiga is the only union that has branches in all the regions. With a phone call, we can arrange a workshop in Upper East, Upper West, Northern region, Western region. We can go there and do this capacity. And it is only through that we can train people who can also train other people, so that for generations to come, we will have people who are up to date.
Okay. All right. I want to find out the state of Musiga when you took over. What was the state of Musiga when you took over?
Well, when I took over Musiga, they have reached a certain stage, a certain level. And just as we were going to build on it, a whole lot of things cropped up. And it was even worse when COVID pandemic set in. It made it very, very difficult for any musician or any organization in our industry to thrive, to build on where they were supposed to build on. And up till 1.5 years now, we're still struggling. Every musician is struggling, because we cannot achieve what we could have achieved, And the environment is also still not set for us to do our business. So it's been very, very, very difficult for us to go. But nonetheless, as Musiga, we've managed to do certain things. For example, we've done workshops on publishing. We've done workshops on the modern trends, but we wanted to take it to all the regions. We couldn't, due to financial, constraints, all kinds of things. Whereas if there was no COVID-19, we could have applied for so many things to just push this thing forward. Because myself, apart from being a musician, I'm coming from the academian side of music as well. So I believe in, educating musicians all the time. Those who want to upgrade their knowledge about music a bit, I want that to also happen. So it's been very, very difficult. Apart from publishing and modern trends, we've also put in place, because, musicians don't have any pension or anything. We managed to put in place a life insurance policy that at least these days, we wanted to do more, but we have to start from somewhere. If you are incapacitated, if you can't play your music, or if you are hospitalized, this insurance will help you, for you with your hospital bills, if you can, all kinds of things in place. And this, we have done it across all the regions. So it is one good thing. This has never happened before. Anytime Musiga has tried to do that, something has gone wrong. But this time we managed to strike this deal with SIC. And having this opportunity, I would like to encourage every musician to be part of this scheme, because come next year, it's going to be upgraded to other things that we need in our lives. And we need our numbers to also be able to do things. So I'm encouraging all musicians to be part of this.
Okay, I'm just curious. I want to find out what adjective or what word best describes the current state of Musiga.
It's peaceful now.
Okay.
There is peace at Musiga, and we have started now, doing certain things that we were supposed to do a long time that we haven't done. I mean, for example, very soon you will hear about Musiga elections. It will go on. And after that, they will have substantive executives. And then Musiga can now start, working on all machinery.
Okay, and you've talked about Musiga, yes. And I want to find out again, what are the benefits of being a member of Musiga?
A lot.
Okay.
A lot. Because if you're a member of Musiga, you get certain things that non-members don't get. You hear information about what is going on at Musiga, that's one. And also, it is the biggest family any musician can have. If Musiga is working on 4 cylinders and one person gets a problem, and across Ghana we have about, let's say, 10,000 members, and they're all coming behind you, it's a big thing, and you will. And also, Musiga is the mouthpiece of musicians. Mm-hmm. I mean, we get, when a musician gets a problem in Switzerland, anywhere in the world, they contact Musiga. One of the benefits is that, you will attend all our workshops free of charge, unless you don't want to broaden your horizon in a group.
How often do you organize these workshops?
Oh, we do organize workshops a lot. I mean, I remember some time ago, we went across, and I had just come from the UK. Oh, we got funding to go across all the 10 regions then. I mean, just last year, we managed, just before at the border of where COVID set in, we had a publishing workshop, and we had a very, laudable, strong friend from UK. We call him the president, who organized it at Musiga. And so if you are not a member, if you are not on your platforms, you will know these things and you will not come. Also, every region have their welfare system. So if you are a member, you become part of this welfare system. For me, the education part is, but also we get, because we have links with different countries, we get, links that, things like, we need a cultural troupe from Ghana. If you are a cultural troupe, you are a member, we will send you there. They do exchange programs and things like that. But Musiga has its policies. You have to be a member, you have to pay your dues, you have to pay your welfare insurance and your welfare, so that in times of crisis, they can attend to you. If you sit on the fence and you are not a member and something happens and they call Musiga, you make it very, very difficult for the union to do its work. So I think it is very important to make sure that once you're a musician, you join the union. We have branches all over. And make sure not just a member. You have to be a member who does its part, so that if in times of crisis, Musiga can attend to your needs as well.
Okay, on your website, it stated that you have over 4,500 members, and the union represents over 30,000 musicians, but you have just over 4,500 members. I want to find out, why do you think most musicians are reluctant to being a member of the union?
Well, it beats me. I mean, coming back to the country, I realized that a lot of musicians were not members of the union. I mean, I myself, I know how important the union is. So I sacrificed some of my time. I made time. I mean, it was something nobody was to tell me anything. I know I have to join. I joined the union. And I heard so many things, but most of them couldn't be possible. So I got closer. Joining Musiga in Ghana, I realized that there are about 3 different kinds of members, right? I would say the first members are the ones who sit on the fence and use hearsay to join the union. 2 are the ones who can help. You know, they are needed. You know, if I say they are needed, I mean all the big stars are needed to join Musiga. Because if you are not a member of Musiga, you weaken their bargaining power. And then 3 are the members, most of them are up-and-coming artists, who pay their dues, who goes to meetings, everything the Musiga wants, they come and do it. And that is the minority you are talking about. You know, they are like consistent members of Musiga. They've been there through thick and thin with Musiga. But what Musiga needs is for every musician to be on board. I mean, in the UK, if you are not a member of the Musicians Union, at certain television stations, they will not pay you. They will ask you for your Musiga number. It registered with Musiga there before you get paid on the when you work on certain television stations. And I think, and if you go to big countries like Elton John, you name them, you know, Spice Girls, they're all part of the Musicians Union. And every year they do this coin festival where you have to go and play for them. You take your instruments, you go and play for them, and then they pay you £20. You know, whether it will cover your transport or not, this is for Musiga.
I get it. But let's talk about, I'm interested about the majority who are not members of the union. Why do you think they don't want to be a member?
Well, I mean, saying it's not attractive is not an excuse. Saying it's not attractive, it's your obligation. You have to make Musiga powerful. You know, and in Ghana, I see about 10 top musicians in Ghana. When I was growing up in Ghana, we have about 80 or so top musicians making it everywhere. You know, from the Kofi Samis, Pat Thomas, you know, CK Man, you name it. You know, One Man Thousand, they were all over. And they were all part of the march that brought about Musicians Union. Okay,
I want to refer to your website again. It states that our mission is promoting and preserving Ghanaian culture through education and equipping the Ghanaian musician to be self-reliant, creative, and industrious. Yeah. Can you name one musician that you've been able to equip to be self-reliant, creative, and industrious?
Well, I mean, that one, at the moment, I cannot tell that we have one like that. Because some of the fault is from you, some of the fault is from the artists themselves, and the whole nation has failed the entertainment industry. Because there is a simple thing that everybody should understand. Every musician does music because they want to earn a living. They want to represent their country, right? So we are there to make sure that musicians get what they want. Also, we have to protect our culture. If we don't protect our culture, we don't have anything. This is the only thing that makes us unique. So I will say, for us not to have one musician who has achieved that is a fault of all of us. Okay. You know, for example, I mean, if the media stations don't want to pay royalties when they play music, this is a thing they do. It's a thing. It's in your policy. It's in everything. We don't have to come and beg you. So not paying royalties when you play music. Don't you think you are letting your country down? You are letting the industry down. It's so simple.
So you agree with me that you've not been able to do that?
Yeah, I wish to say we.
Yeah, I said we.
As a whole, as a country, we have not been able to do that.
Yeah, because like I said, this show is about fixing the wrongs in the industry. So I would say that, yes, we have not been able to achieve that. And so I'll take a break. When we come back, we discuss more. Stay on. Right, welcome back, and Uncle Bessa, like I call him, is still here with me. And we are having conversations that will, fix the industry. And so, Uncle Bessa, I was saying that, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to keep referring to your website.
No problem
because
at
I saw
all.
quite, some interesting stuff there. And this is an echo of your words on your website. We also engage policymakers, government and non-governmental organizations to help push the music agenda. How far has the union gone with that?
Okay, thank you very much. This is a very important question. You know, Musiga has been there from day one when they started this agenda of making sure that the politicians put the right policies and agendas in their manifestos. And it will interest you to know that Musiga was part of the new Creative Arts Agency bill passed by Parliament. They were there from day one. They contributed every day. They call a meeting, we go, we represent, we tell them, until this agency bill was passed at the Parliament. And now what's going to happen is we've met the new minister, a very nice, beautiful man, who is an action man like me. And, luckily we have one of our own, members from the industry. I call him Honorable Mark Okekumante, now, supporting him. And we're going to make sure that this bill is implemented, because there is no use having a bill sitting there and not working. So this is the part we are going to play to make sure that this bill is implemented and is working. And I know for what's in it, if it's implemented, the industry will move to another level altogether.
Mm-hmm. All right, so with all these policies you talk about, is that what the musicians really need now?
Like I said at the beginning, it's a very wide range of things. It's not only the policies. We have, GAMRO needs to be strengthened. Apart from GAMRO, there are these digital, like Boomplay, all the roaming, streaming agencies platforms who are also going. They need to be monitored and make sure they are straightened. Apart from that, like I said earlier on, the studios needs to be, if I say studios, I mean the engineers, audio engineers, whether you mix, you record, you master, we need to be upgrading them all the time. The musicians themselves, need to know what is happening. And now we don't sell CDs. It's a different world altogether. We need to upgrade them now. And also the media, the FM stations, television stations, you have a big role to play. I wish you can all come together and also meet the bodies, because what as music we want to do, we want to meet all these bodies, sit them down, and both of us reason that without these things in place, without you paying your royalties, without you making sure the musician's welfare is okay, your station will always be limited. So we need to engage ourselves and have a conversation that will bring out action. For me, a conversation that there's no action, we finish and nothing happens, is waste of energy and time. And so we need to sit down and have a proper conversation. Let me say one thing. I was growing up in an environment where there were musicians, older musicians than me, but they were there to teach me. I'm talking about the KJCs, the CK Man, the Kakekus, the Onyinas and things. And they taught most of the musicians I know. Now we don't have that. And these musicians died as a purpose because what I'm talking about was not in place. So if we don't fix it now, it's going to be a generational thing. And before we know, our music is going down the rate, our culture. And music is our culture. This is what makes us different from everybody. You cannot go and take somebody's music and come and say, hey, I'm doing your music better than you. No lie, because they grew up with that. This is what you heard at home in growing up. And now you get up, you say, you're going to do it better than them. No, they also know how to do their Beatles thing. They know how to do their R&B. So we have to now make sure we protect ours. And protecting ours depends on me and you.
Okay. And I want to find out your dream for the music industry at large.
That my dream for the music industry in Ghana, now it is a very heavy load, but we have to start from somewhere. My dream, one, is for every talent to have a little knowledge, to what they do. It's like journalists. I mean, we have journalists who started on their own, but at least when they acquired a little knowledge, it changed the whole narrative. I want that to happen. I also want artists to know what is happening. Now, without a proper branding, it's very difficult. Your social media will have to be tight, and then your stage, even playing live music, is now a thing. And also the team behind you. Yesterday, I was watching Diana Hamilton, and I've been talking about the team behind artists. You see, Shatawale, Stonebwoy, Sarkodie, and they have a strong team behind them. We need these teams. I want these teams as an agency to flood Ghana and take over the artist. A team. I mean, I was so interested to see the band they put behind Diana Hamilton. Very powerful band that if you take them anywhere and they say these guys are from Ghana, thank you. You see, and also I want more musicians to make it. Like, I don't want only every time I hear Sarkodie and then, no. I want more names, to make it. And also we need grants. Grants from agencies, grants from embassies, and grants from the government. So that our musicians, whether cultural, anything to do in the entertainment, fashion, they should all have a grant that they get in so that they can do Ghanaian things that we can sell outside. I also want a capacity building that will be funded across the whole nation, because we have so many, diverse kind of music all over Ghana that we need to bring them all out. We have to do that. And also to have the missing links. The missing links are the ones who take our music across the borders. And last but not the least, we need an action plan. And this action plan will have to bring all the stakeholders together so that we know the step one we have to take. That first step that we haven't built, we have to build it now so that we can build on it. And also, we are all fighting for the same thing. And instead of us coming together to fight for what will build the industry, we are fighting ourselves. I mean, I don't get it. I think it's about time that we put the interpretations aside. My interpretation is the best. Charlie, they bring nothing. Please, let's come together and build these things so that the next generation will not suffer like us.
Okay, but can someone who wants to do music full-time, can they depend on it solely?
Yes and no, you can. I mean, I use myself as an example. I've done nothing in my life apart from music. Either I am teaching, I am playing, I'm recording, I'm engineering. Everything I do is music. Okay. because some of us, maybe we were lucky, we were sent to music schools and things like that. But it shouldn't even be like that. It should be like, once you make a hit, that year alone should set you up.
Is that the case in Ghana? Is that the case in Ghana?
That's not the case in Ghana. And this is what I am looking forward to. That if someone makes a hit, he is set for life. And so, because our job creates more jobs. The entertainment industry creates more jobs than so many, fields. But we are not seeing that. And also maybe we are not making people see our worth. But I'm telling you, we're worth more than we are getting in Ghana. And we should make sure it works. And I'm sure within 1 or 2 years' time, the narrative will change.
Okay, acting Musiga president. Are you proud of how you're managing affairs?
Well, at the moment, I know it could be better. I mean, you can never be proud of what you are doing until you have accomplished, at least half. One cannot do all, but a quarter or half of what should be done for history to judge you is very important. And once you do that, I think you should give yourself a little pat on your shoulders. It takes a good teamwork to do that.
Okay, and before you leave office, what do you want to be remembered for?
Wow. I want to be remembered for someone who came in and did his bit that can be remembered, that it helped or boosted the music industry in Ghana a little bit. And then set a platform where the next person can also build on. Right. And finally, before we go, because we are far behind time, I'm going back to Musiga. And I don't know, some people think the union is not credible. What do you think? I don't agree with them. The union is very credible. Okay. Because without the union, we have nothing. So I think they have to justify why the union is not credible. If you remember, and something is not going well, you have a platform to complain or to make sure it is set. The Constitution helps that, such things are done. So I think the union could be better. That one I can say the union could be better, but the union is credible. I mean, they have an accountancy, so executives don't touch money. Okay. It's done by the accountant, everything. They do their audit report every 2 years. So, I mean, what you don't know... You don't say. But there's this perception or narrative that what the union knows how to do best is embezzle funds allocated to them to help build the union and the music industry at large. There's this... You're talking about the union? Yes, yeah. I'm sorry to use this word. That is rubbish. Rubbish. The union does not have money. Come to the office on Monday and show me where the money is. The union needs its members to pay their dues. The union needs to facilitate funds, for the union. And when the funds come, they come to do specific things. It's not who's giving somebody money. I mean, go to Sidi Kubwari, Dan Hobson, or what they will tell you, most of the time, they use their own monies for the union. Because once the union collapses on your head, you haven't done a good job. So I think people should come in, but I don't think people think like that. No. Well, people I don't think. Those who think like that will have to justify it. But for me, knowing me and being closer there's no money for anybody to chop. Me, I do my work. I work. I have a band, we play. I have my recording studio. We do, you have to work as a musician. And for you to say that there's money at the union, no, it's not true. You've got your facts wrong. There is no money at the union.
Okay, so before we finally wrap up, your predecessor, Obo, what is this one thing you would have wished he did before leaving office?
Why do you want to ask me this question?
No, I'm just curious.
I think I would just say what he did. That I think it was a good thing. Okay. Yeah. With this administration, we had an administrator, first time. We had an accountancy, first time. We have secretaries on all the generals. We did the first workshop across all the regions. We did a grand ball AMWEF, which is Aged Musicians Welfare Fund was set, which has helped a lot of musicians, older musicians, their operations in times of need, in this and that, and still helping them. He did a lot of things that has made the union stand on its feet now. Even during times of this pandemic, the union is still going. So, I know the evil that men do lives after them, but I think he came, he did what he could, and it's up to us to build on it and make sure that it gets better. Okay.
Thank you so much for being on the show, and I want to take this opportunity to celebrate you. You are incredible for, taking up such a mantle where, like I said earlier on, most people do not, believe in it, but taking up this alone is giving me like some sort of belief that, yeah, you can do it, So I want to celebrate you and keep up the good work. There's more room for improvement anyway, but keep up the good work. And thank you for being so candid and so sincere with me on the show. Uncle Bessa.
Thank you.
All right. See you guys next week.